Qualification for the Department of Army per the 3-20.40 includes a lot of additional skill tasks, specifically weapons handling, as a part of the test. The range itself, the targetry, distances engaged, etc., remains largely the same. The thing that will cause most soldiers to have problems with this qualification will be the tasks. Now, per the current training model, that would be described as the testing training per table 3. And that's what we're going to go over right now. What is an efficient way to learn all of this? If we break down the qualification, essentially you need to learn how to do a presentation from low ready to engage a target offhand, go to prone to engage a series of targets from prone supported, prone unsupported, and then fight up to kneeling supported using a barricade while reloading, and then standing supported using a barricade also while reloading. So here's some ways that we can practice that. If I was working with a soldier, I'd have them approach the barricade. First task we'd have to learn is developing a presentation from ready. So my right-handed shooter is going to come up to where he can engage from offhand. We'll start this from low ready. So he would get into adopt a low ready position as such. And what we need to do is learn an efficient manner to get the rifle into a firing position to engage that first target. The first target in phase 1. So let's get into offhand, a standing position. Okay, so if that's the soldier's standing position to engage offhand, we're just going to lower this, pivoting at the shoulder downwards, and then that would be the low ready position. So while we're looking downrange, as if we're standing up, we're just going to pivot the rifle down, and then you'd have your head upright so that you can see where the targets are. So in order to engage that, we just get back into the offhand position. So pivot the rifle back up into offhand. And then we would work through this a series of times until we're comfortable with this. For the qual, you're only going to shoot one shot this way. But for practice, you need to get comfortable with learning, walking through the position itself. So we'll do several iterations of that to make sure that we're comfortable getting into our offhand from low ready. So up. And that would be to get positioned onto that first target at 50 meters. Ready, up. Okay. After we've practiced that a series, the soldier seems to be grasping it, we can go to the next phase of this particular training setup. So the next thing we're going to have to do is, after we take that shot from offhand, we're going to start engaging targets from prone position. So as soon as we're done shooting that first shot offhand, we're going to have to go to prone. Easy way to do that would be to drop to your knees, catch the fall with your rifle itself as you get into your prone position. So soldier will drop down, catching the weight of their fall as they slide into a prone position so that we can engage targets from there. Now, phase 1, phase 2 is going to be prone supported, prone unsupported. However, you can shoot all of these using the magazine on the ground for both phases, which is what we would recommend that you do. So you use the magazine as a base of support. Right now we're just using prone unsupported because we're just practicing. We have an empty chamber indicator in place. We're just working through getting into and out of the position. So soldiers stand up. And we do the same deal. So we just engaged our first target from the standing or offhand position. So we'd be in the standing position as if we just engaged a target. And we're going to go to prone. So from your standing upright position, offhand, ready, prone. Okay. Once we practice that series, we're going to have to work into phase 2. That'll be the first big movement into position. That will be from a kneeling barricade supported. So before we can do that, we have to learn what a good kneeling barricade supported position might look like. So let's go ahead and use get on the barricade for a kneeling position. Okay, so because we have the barricade we can use as a base of support, we're going to use that up for the support hand. So soldier, in this case, right-handed shooter, left hand goes on the barricade itself, and we're going to use that to hold the rifle. So based on the height of the barricade, over the top here is probably going to be too tall for him. That might be too tall. The lower portion here might be better, but that might be too low. We also want to see if we can use that, in this case, right knee as a base of support, because elbow out here is not being supported. So if we reverse the leg position, like so. Now he has a place that he can brace his right elbow on his right knee and then use the barricade for support. Main thing is, am I able to address all the targets in that particular lane? Can I use that for support? Maybe we want to move away from the barricade here. If this is going to be too low and this is going to be too high, we're going to have to use this as our base of support, like so. And then we're looking for something that's stable. If we can use this with Engagement Skills Trainer or for live fire, we could use this as a way to test out, like maybe shoot groups from it. What's a good position, for example? The main thing is develop a position that we can actually engage from, and then from there we have to learn how to get into it. So first thing we'd start to do is that stable for you?
Yes.
Are you able to see all the targets in your lane from this position?
Yes.
Okay, so we've got to establish a position that's stable, establish a position that we can address all the targets. So now it would be, okay, we need to get into it. So if this is our kneeling barricade supported position, we would get into it from prone, fighting up. So go to prone. So now we need to learn how to get into that efficiently. So from the prone position, we're going to go up. Remember, we're going to be supporting the right, there you go. So kind of learning how to swap between those positions, getting from prone going into kneeling. Okay, so once we've worked on getting into a kneeling barricade supported position, next thing we would do is standing barricade supported. So we need to learn that position too. So we'll get you standing up. So first thing we need to do is, do we have a position that's stable? Does that feel like you're stable?
Yes.
Is that helping you support the base of the rifle?
Yes.
Okay, good. Are you able to transition among all the targets in your lane of fire?
Yes.
Okay, so once we've established that, this is a position that will work for this soldier. We can then go back to kneeling barricade supported, right knee up. However, we're supporting, there we go. So that's the position we've already established. We can shoot from kneeling barricade. And now we're going to go up, standing, barricade supported. So the key thing here is learn the positions that will allow you to address all the targets as stable as possible, and then learn a means to get into those positions in the manner that you need to transition through the 4 phases of fire for the qualification. None of this requires a range, none of this requires ammunition. It's a simple matter of setting up a barricade and working through those positions to learn them.